There was me, that is Andrzej, and I sat at my parents' apartment trying to make up my mind what to do with my projects. The electrolyte water was with lime juice and salt, which is what I was drinking. This would sharpen you up and make you ready for a bit of the old, deep work. Nah, fuck it, I'm going to take a day off today. Strategic laziness can be equally important for your success as working hard. Let me explain why. First, imagine a person that just works hard for a long period of time and narrowed his focus, as he should do. But if you narrow your focus on the work over a long period of time, your mental perspective also narrows. Especially it can be detrimental to entrepreneurs, because we have a creative component to our work and we have a grinding component of our work. And if you're grinding all the time, you're working in your business, you can't really work on your business, you can't really grow it, you can't really make it better. Your mind is kinda like muscle. After a contraction, you need a period of relaxation. You can't contract it all the time and you can't relax all the time, or you will never get anything done. And an analogy is not an argument, but for that reason, you need to be employing some strategical laziness here and there. Many of my greatest decisions came from the periods of rest, not from the periods of grinding and working hard. Because when you grind, you just narrow your focus on that thing. Instead of reflecting, researching, reading books, thinking deeply. Some people just don't want to even bother with relaxing or thinking. They just want to start another working day, as they worked before, as they worked months before. The same working day that took them nowhere. And there should be no guilt in that you're taking a day off or a week off. Because if you work on the wrong thing, you still won't get anywhere. And don't just take my word for it. A lot of successful entrepreneurs employ strategical laziness. For example, Microsoft founder Bill Gates, he takes 2 weeks off every year, and he calls them think weeks. And at that time he doesn't work. He just rests, spends time in nature, reads books and thinks. That's it. And recently I took a think week, and because of that I actually gained some perspective on what I really want to do and how I will continue my journey. And during this period I wasn't working at all. I was just reading philosophy books, I've read 2 books, and I was thinking about my content strategy. Because if your days are the same, you're working all the day, every day, you can't think at all. Especially on the deeper topics, like philosophy or content strategy, or maybe you want to start something new, some new venture. You need to think, you need to reflect, you need to set goals for yourself. Or else you will never get anywhere. It will be a good decision to take some days off just to think. And there should be no guilt in that. I will give you an analogy. When you're boxing, you can't really be contracted all the time. You can't go 100% all the time. You can't throw haymakers all the time. Sometimes you need to relax. Sometimes you need to go on a clinch or something. Sometimes you need to just up your guard and dodge. You don't need to work all the time, or else you'll be exhausted. And you can't really say to a professional boxer that just employs these laziness seconds that he's just lazy. No, he's being strategic about it. And the same thing in your entrepreneurship journey or whatever you want to do. And some people think my competitors will get ahead if I will take a day off, but they won't. I will be grateful to compete against people that just do the same thing over and over again every day. That's the easiest competition there can be. They will never think about what they're doing, they will never gain a perspective, they will never change anything. They just work and work and work in their businesses instead of on their businesses. And you may ask, okay, I agree with that, I need to take some days off. How many days off should I take? I think that 1 day per week is actually sufficient, and once or twice per year you can take a week off. And I think that's a balanced schedule. And to be completely transparent with you, you shouldn't make stupid things on your weekend. You shouldn't drink alcohol, you shouldn't skip your gym routine. Just make your day as it is, as your normal routine. But instead of working, you will be thinking, or you will be watching something or reading something new you never read before. For example, if you never read philosophy, pick up a philosophy book, read it, or watch a new podcast or something. That will be your day off. There are only 5 types of genuine good for you rest. It's either mental rest, when you're just taking a walk or meditating. There is a physical rest when you're sleeping, when you're lying on a couch. There is an emotional rest when you're spending your time with your loved ones. There is a creative rest when you're just doing creative things, doing art, for the sake of doing art, for the sake of relaxation. And the last one is informational rest, when you just abstain from social media and instead pick up a book or watch a long classical film and rest that way. Every Saturday I just take a day off, and that's one of the best decisions I've made. On that day I just reflect about the week, I go to a sparring session, sometimes I do what I never done before, for example learn a programming language or pick up a book I never thought I would read. Your day off is also a great day to experiment. For example, if you drink coffee every day, on your day off don't drink coffee. Or if you are not a coffee drinker, try a coffee on your day off. Sometimes we need to just break our routines. Sometimes we need to take days off. And because of that, we gain perspective we wouldn't otherwise have. Taking a day off and breaking your routine is just equally as important as working, actually. And being strategical about your rest days will put you ahead of constant grinders that just do the same thing over and over again. And if you are working constantly for a very long period of time, just take a day off. The world won't collapse. That's all I had to say for today. If you want to continue to learn further, click this video right now. See ya.